Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We are beginning something new and exciting. We are about to memorize an awesome surah of the Quran. Did you know that on the day of judgment, you will be told to recite the Quran, and your Quran is going to power up your Jannah levels. The more ayahs you have memorized, the higher you will fly until you reach the last ayah, and that will be your level of Jannah. Isn't that an awesome way to enter Jannah? But we will have to make sure to never forget what we memorize. I will teach you how to memorize and how to never forget it. We will also learn the meaning of the surah and how to read it correctly. So let us begin. But how do we begin? What's the first thing we need to do before we start something? You might say Bismillah. Yes, that's very, very important. But there's something before Bismillah. What is that something before Bismillah? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Yes, that's true. But there's something even before that. Did you know? Hang on. Really? Is there something before A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim? Yes, there is something before we say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. There is something else that's very, very important. Before you begin to memorize a surah, fill your heart with love for Allah. Feel your heart fill with love. Fill until there's no space left for anything else. Only love for Allah. This is the reason to do a good deed. Any good deed you're about to do, make sure that your heart is full of love for Allah and there's nothing else in your heart. Number one and only reason and only way to do a good deed. Now you're ready. But hang on. A few more things. You must say to yourself, I can do this because Allah will help me. And you have to make sure to watch every lesson that is sent very, very carefully. Try your very best and send all the lessons on time. So what were the 3 steps? You have to do it for the right reason and you have to do it with the confidence that Allah Ta'ala will help you and you have to try your very, very best. That is the promise that you will make to yourself before you begin. I will tell you how to memorize in the easiest way. For that, first of all, you need your very own mushaf. What is a mushaf? Now, Quran is the word of Allah. It is the speech of Allah. It is the actual speech of Allah. Okay, it did not come down in printed paper. It did not come down as an email from the sky, but it came down as the words of Allah that Jibreel alayhi salam, the angel Jibreel, he brought to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he recited it exactly as Allah told him to. Okay, and then later on, it was written down. So the book that you have of the Quran, the one that you hold in your hand, that is called mushaf. Okay. So you need your very own mushaf. It is very, very important. If you don't have your very own mushaf yet, then that is something that you need to buy. It is something that you need to get before you start memorizing. Your mushaf is going to be your friend that you will love and spend time with. You will hold it and turn its pages and look at the shapes of its letters, and you will learn the shapes of all the letters of Quran, and you will memorize from the book, from the mushaf, not from the phone. Okay? Now, after listening to the recitation, when you're memorizing, you have to first listen to the recitation. Use your ears to listen to the recitation. Then start reading carefully. Make sure that you're actually looking at the shapes of the letters and you're reading it, not just repeating what you heard. Okay? Because it is possible for children to just listen and memorize. But you will not memorize like that, because when we do that, sometimes it's very easy to forget. Okay? So you will learn to read at the same time as well. You're using your eyes and you're using your ears, you're using all your senses. You will look with your eyes. You will touch and hold and point with your fingers. You will use your sense of touch to hold your mushaf, and you will use your eyes to see, and you will use your ears to hear, and your mouth to read loud and clear. Okay? Now, how are we going to start memorizing? After you have listened to the recitation, then you're going to repeat the first ayah. Memorize the ayah with your eyes. Look at the shapes, look where it's starting from, what letters it's starting from, what do the letters look like. Memorize each shape very carefully. Keep looking at the page. Don't look here and there. You're focused on the mushaf. Okay, you're focused on how the letters form on the page. Okay, now begin to read and repeat it 10 times. After you have read it 10 times, then read it in a way like as if, imagine that you're taking a picture with your eyes. You're taking a picture with your eyes and you're storing it in your brain. So you memorize the ayahs with your eye, and you're memorizing the ayahs with your hearing as well. When you listen to yourself recite, then you're storing it in your brain as well. So your whatever you're looking at, whatever you're listening is being recorded in your brain. Isn't that so cool? Now, after you're done repeating it 10 times, then close your eyes or look up or look at the wall, look somewhere else, but stay focused, okay? And then repeat it. Now you will be able to repeat it without looking. You will feel like you can see the mushaf, you can see the page without actually looking at it. You can see it in your mind's eye. Now go to the next ayah. Do the same thing. And then after you've finished repeating it 10 times and you finish looking somewhere else or close your eyes, and then you repeat ayah number 2 as well, then join ayah 1 and 2. Keep doing that till the end of the lesson. Okay, so the first lesson will be ayah 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. So we're going to do 3 ayahs at one time, and every time that we do a lesson, make sure that you recite from the beginning by yourself every night. Keep repeating every time, every night. When you repeat the same surah again and again, then you will be in the practice of reciting the surah every night, and you will never ever forget it. Happy memorizing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.